So, you've heard me talking about this wonderful freeze prize draw. We are nearly here, the Block Therapy Face Paddle. We're going to be doing a free prize draw, so I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what you'll actually be winning. Now, this is the newest addition to the Block Therapy family. There's the Block Therapy blocks, which I've been going on about now for 3 years because they are just so amazing. And if you want further information about that, you can go to my main website, transformationstm.com/block therapy. And if you have never used block therapy before and you want to get started just using a rolled up towel, you can go to transformationstm.com/block therapy gift, GIFT, and the main website is TRANCEF for Freddie, so FORMATIONS TM as in trademark, so transformationstm.com/block therapy for the actual blocks and /block therapy gift to get started for free. It's a 9-part video series and you just need a rolled up towel. You don't even need the blocks to get started. So what's up for grabs now is the Block Therapy Face Lifter Kit, and I've got one of these to give away. They are $197 plus shipping, and trust me, that shipping can be quite a bit depending on where you are in the world. And this is what's included. So you'll get, this is the Block Therapy paddle here that you can see in between these the online training program that you'll get. So you'll win the block paddle, the Fascia Foundation's instructional videos, the Facelifter 9-class program, so you can see an example of what that will look like here. They're video programs that you follow along with. They're brilliant. And then additional fascia support videos. So what's we got? What people are experiencing. I suffer from asthma, but I've been doing the Facelifter in the afternoon, and now I get up with a lot of drainage from my nose. I find myself having better posture as well. And some of the things you might notice: fine lines appearing where the skin was once smooth, thinning hair that doesn't style the way it used to, contours softening beneath your chin, sagging skin that's lost its firmness, upper eyelids that seem heavier than before, that's the one that I really focused on, and under eye areas showing signs of fatigue. And one of the things it says about this is, while traditional creams and serums work on the surface, the Facelifter kit takes a different approach, and this innovative system targets facial adhesions that conventional treatments simply cannot reach. And those are the adhesions over time that can contribute to the appearance of aging. Now, we, Block Therapy, are not making any wild healing claims, medical claims, and all that sort of stuff. Simply just talking about what happens when you work, what can happen when you work with the fascia. So you'll get this wonderful prize, and oh my gosh, when the Block Therapy paddle came out last year, there was a waiting list because they only did 500, and that's going to be one of the questions that is you'll put you into the prize draw is how quickly did those first 500 test paddles sell out? So that's going to be one of the questions. The rest will be in my e-newsletter. And the answers to that question are in the interview that I recently did with Deanna Hansen. So you can get the answer from there. But there was those just sold out. As I'm not going to say how quickly they sold out, but that's in the interview. They made another 500. Boom, those were gone as well. And then there was a waiting list. And then when that got too full, there was a waiting list to get on the waiting list. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. And then you'll get an email saying, hey, your slot is coming up. You've got 5 days to decide if you want to purchase it. And if you don't respond in that time, excuse me, forgive me throat. And if you don't respond in that time, then your name comes out of the draw, and someone else then goes in. It was seriously, and people were waiting for months to get their hands on this. So you will get your hands on it completely free of charge. And some of the potential benefits are more relaxed and uplifted facial appearance, cleaner, healthier skin with natural glow and radiance, a softening of tension around the eyes and mouth, enhanced facial symmetry and ease of breathing, more defined and aligned jaw, support for the tissues around the teeth and gums, and support for the thyroid area. One of the things that's happening, the same as with block therapy, you're number one, unsticking those adhesions. You're also bringing more blood flow to the area, and you're also oxygenating the body with the practice that you add to this, which you'll find out about in the videos. So, yeah, and when I first did the interview with Deanna, I was saying that there's one of the first provisos for being in the free prize draw was, unfortunately, not unfortunately, it's a good thing that you do it in order, and there was some structure to it, was that you had to have the block therapy blocks, either the block buddy or the block baby. And however, we did the video, and then about, I think it was 2 days later, Deanna sent an email, said, Marilyn, that conversation that we had is no longer true, because we've just decided, in the way that we structured the program and everything, that people can just do the therapy face paddle as a standalone. You no longer need to have purchased the blocks. So that was a really big change. So we kind of did a bit of a re-edit to take out what we had discussed before, and put the new information in. And these are the 9 classes that you get. So you get class 1 is upper chest, class 2 the clavicle brackets collarbone, class 3 angle of the jaw, class 4 chin and jawline, class number 5 neck and cheekbones, class number 6 forehead, class number 7 temples and eyes, class number 8 is the scalp just above the ears, and class number 9 is the scalp, the back of the head. And that's why it also talks about hair and helping to support hair growth, etc. So yeah, it's all done by a video. And once you've done the video a few times, I often do elements of the video while I'm just sitting at my desk or sitting in bed. Mainly if I'm, let's say, watching a movie, I'll do the elements of the face thing, not while I'm watching the videos, just the moves that I'm going through for a particular area. And as you can see, in terms of Deanna holding it here, it's very small, very portable. So when I went over to speak at the TCCHE, the Conference for Consciousness and Human Evolution, Deanna and I talk about that conference as well, because it's the one that, you know, Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, one that I went, like Joe Dispenza used to speak a lot at the London event, Michael Beckwith, Lynn McTaggart, you name it, JJ and Desiree Hurtak. It's a powerhouse annual event, and I recently went over to MC the events in San Diego and LA and Canada. And I took the paddle with me in my hand luggage, and so I had it under my thigh, moving it progressively up and down the thigh, and then put it under my feet because I had it standing tall, if you want to put it that way. And it worked brilliantly. The perfect size, the perfect companion. And yeah, so it makes a great travel companion, even if you're not using it for the face. And it's also great for getting into those little nooks and crannies, you know, in the corner of the shoulder, where the shoulder just in that soft part. Brilliant. People who suffer with migraines, the handle of the face paddle fits brilliantly into the temples, for example. So it has so many other uses above and beyond the face paddle, and as a face paddle, if you just use it for that, it's brilliant. In terms of a bit of eco stuff, Deanna has put here as well, no trees have been harmed. Your block paddle is made from rescued timber. So designed for optimal fascia release. It's rescued elm, sourced locally. They make it in Canada, in Winnipeg. And it is beautiful. It's hand finished. And you'll see the conversation that Deanna and I had also about what someone said when I told them about the block. That might be one of the questions also, so I won't spoil it here. And then there are some more testimonials here. Yeah, just amazing. Absolutely amazing. So someone says, this has been radical. Radical, dude. Stimulating and they didn't say that. Stimulating and extremely exciting to feel changes happening, then look in the mirror and see the confirmation. I have had fast reactions several times over the last 2 years, but this was radical. My throat area is cleaner and broader, jawline more round, cheeks fuller, eyes more relaxed, same as forehead. Wow. Someone else is healing more than just my face. I have been doing the facelifter exercises for several months now, and I can see that it helps the gums, the shape of my lips, a bigger smile, not so tense as before due to dental work, more relaxed eyes, and the jawline is firmer. So overall, it is the thing to do. So yeah, this is amazing. So this is Deanna Hansen, the founder of Block Therapy and Fluid Isometrics. She is amazing. She's got some frequently asked questions here, so you can have a read through of those. But yeah, just wanted to give you a rundown of what you're going to win. One of you will win for the free prize draw. It's going out first to my e-newsletter list. So if you are not on the list, you can go to transformationstm.com. When you land on the site, top left, you'll see a spot where a form where you can fill out your name and email. That goes into my MailChimp e-newsletter list, and I send those out several times a month. So that's where I'll put the details. I'll include all of the questions, and yeah, answer those questions. Your name goes into the hat. And normally what I do is I actually write the names on a piece of paper. It's not a hat, it's a big shiny box, or one of those gift bags. Put it in there, shake it all about, and then we'll draw out the names. I actually have got a bit of technology now where you can do a spin the wheel. So depending, but it's limited to the number of names you can put into the spokes. But so yeah, depending how many entries we get, I'll either do a bit of tech, or maybe I'll pull out a handful, whatever the maximum number is for the wheel, and put them in there. Haven't decided yet. But all of the details about how you can win this incredible piece of kit. I love Block Therapy. Cannot begin to tell you how much I love it. You know, first it was the shoulder. We're sorting out the osteoarthritis in 8 weeks. And when I say that, I wasn't just guessing, because at first it presented as frozen shoulder. So went to see my GP, well, this was online, and then when she saw the range of movement, or lack thereof, I should say, she sent me to Watford General Hospital. So I went and I did the x-ray, and then that came back saying I had osteoarthritis. So I wasn't just like guessing. And when that was sorted out in 8 weeks rather than the 12 to 18 months, and then the steroid injections and then the surgery, etc., number one, that was just, I was blown away with that. But what had happened before that, and that's why I thought, oh, I wonder if this could have any impact on my shoulder, is that an ankle injury that I'd had since I was a child. So the first time I have a recollection of really having a problem with it, I would have been about 7 or 8 years old, something like that. But I've had a problem with that ankle throughout my life. And because there was a weakness and a vulnerability there, I sprained that ankle several times. I ripped the cartilage on it twice in, several decades apart. It was just awful. The pain was searing. I can't even begin to tell you. And then I had 2 years of physio when I first ripped the cartilage in my 20s, just to build back a bit of stability and have the pain subside. So serious stuff. And as I said, I had it since I was a child. And I didn't have any lateral movement in that ankle. So you could walk forwards and backwards, but if you're trying to cross your legs, you need a bit of lateral movement for that. And I didn't, so I couldn't cross my legs. And 21 days after starting the Block Therapy, so this would have been May 3 years ago, today is July 2025. 21 days after starting Block Therapy, my ankle was sorted. The lateral movement was back. And I distinctly remember it was a Sunday afternoon. I'm sitting in bed watching Columbo, because there's a TV channel in the UK. Don't judge me, it's my guilty pleasure. I don't care. I feel no shame about this one. They do a selection of like 5 Columbo movies on a Sunday. So if I'm at home, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm watching Columbo in bed, and the voice in my head, the voice of my intuition said, get out of bed and sit on the floor and cross your legs. I'm like, what? It's like, get out of bed, sit on the floor and cross your legs. Now, this is the voice of my intuition that I listen to. Now, I'm sure you're all familiar with mental chatter and all that nonsense that will drive you around the flaming bend. This is not that voice. This is the voice that when it speaks, I'm like, okay, I'm paying attention. It was a voice that spoke to me 25 years ago when I said, who am I to be a coach and a therapist and a speaker and help other people? I've just, the month before I'd contemplated suicide. And the voice that I speak of is the one that came back in answer to who am I to do this, that, and the other. And it simply said, who are you not to? And I was like, whoa. And I sat with that question. I couldn't answer it. The only answer was, go and do it. And that's how it started, with me deciding to give up my chartered accountancy studies and become a coach and hypnotherapist and NLP trainer, trainer of hypnosis, trainer of timeline therapy, and going out to Hawaii to study Huna, etc. It started, with that question that really cemented it for me in terms of, yeah, come on, who, you can do this. So, it was powerful in terms of that. And yeah, it's seriously, I cannot begin to put into words how wonderful and powerful all of this stuff is. And I was saying to Deanna during the interview that block therapy felt like the block, or feels like the approach to doing a one-day breakthrough session and breakthrough sessions and coaching and therapy, etc. It feels like all of that is contained in the block therapy, and block therapy is almost like a breakthrough session for your body. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing. So yeah, what can I say? I've been blown away with block therapy. It's changed things instantly, like the ankle that I didn't even think were possible. And so when that voice said it, I got out of bed, sat on the floor, crossed my legs, and it took me a moment to clock what was happening, because I'm sat with my legs crossed going, okay, what now? And then suddenly I was like, holy crap, I'm crossing my legs. And that's when it just hit me. It's like, oh my God. And it just so happened the very next day I was doing an interview with Deanna, because we'd done an interview when I first found out about block therapy. Deanna very kindly did an interview for my e-newsletter list and a live Q&A. And then she said, and we were talking, and said it'd be really great to do a follow-up. So once people have done the block therapy just using the rolled up towel, or if they ordered the blocks as well, but the towel was all that was needed, let's do a follow-up and just see the results in that point. And so it just so happened I was just about to interview Deanna, and I was like, oh my God, and again, people say that to me a lot about the breakthrough sessions and coaching and Huna, etc. You're not going to believe this. So I was in the same boat. I was like, oh my God, you're not going to believe this. 21 days. I cannot tell you the number. It's probably thousands of hours of physio, certainly thousands of pounds in terms of money, working on my ankle through my 20s, through my 30s, through my 40s, into my 50s. Trust me, if I was to add that up, it's eye-watering. And the block therapy blocks were something, the prices increased recently, but I think the block therapy blocks were like $149 or $179, something like that. And they last for years. There are people in the block therapy group who've had their blocks for over 10 years. So for me, a one-time investment of less than $200 versus best part of £150 per session of physio. Don't get me wrong, I love physio. I've got a fantastic cranial osteopath. He is amazing. I will recommend him any day of the week. And as we talked about in the interview, that's now up on YouTube, and it's also up on the Block Therapy channel as well, having block therapy was putting the power back into my hands, our hands, in order to help keep the body in alignment. It's absolutely incredible. So I'm really excited for whoever wins this wonderful gift. And yeah, I shall leave it there. Marilyn Devonish, the Neuro Success Coach, Rapid Transformation Specialist and Futurist from transformationstm.com. Over and out. I will catch you later. And good luck all. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you all.